What's up, fellow metalheads and boot connoisseurs alike? I've got a very special video today I've been dying to get out, so we're just going to jump right into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open these bad boys up. Here we go. I hope these are as beautiful as I think they're going to be. Once again, skip the formalities. Leather laces. Those will look really sick on these. The care card and the cotton laces. Oh man, that leather smells bomb. Here we go. Moment of suspense. Aw, snap. Yeah, buddy. These are sick. The Burgandy Rambler. These are amazing. There's not, as you can see in the quarter here, still a little darker, not as much veinage or anything on this particular part. That's all right though, because the color's still legit. Although down here on the vamp, you got a little bit. The tan stitching, it almost looks white. On the website, it says tan. Either way, I mean, I think it looks fine. I definitely thought it was white looking at the pictures, but I read the description and it said tan, so. Look at the back here. Yeah, a little bit going on here. Let me move this closer to the light some, because I think I'm in a bad spot. Oh yeah. These are looking super nice. Tongue. Not bad, not bad. There's a little bit more going on here on the tongue. I guess it's hard to make out. I would say they're a little darker than what I was expecting them to be, but that's okay. Because honestly, I kind of like a more, dark red, or I mean burgundy, but shade, versus like a brighter. Like some of those black cherry shrunken bisons have come out like really, like almost pink it seems. And I'm glad that these boots are not super bright like that, or at least that one. Let's take a look at the other one. I mean, I guess it's about as burgundy as you can get, but it just looks a little darker than, what I thought based on the website pics. But you never really can trust those. You got to take those with a grain of salt. All right, left boot here. Little awkward patch, but that's okay because you know what? These boots are unique to me and nobody else. And that's what's cool about them. So again, this is the Rambler. This will be 3 boot videos in a row, minus the black wax flesh update that I did. 3 unboxings in a row that are Ramblers. These are actually my first 3 pair of Ramblers from Truman. And everything seems to be pretty legit on these. I'll do a more in-depth look, later after I'm not filming. But I've never really had any quality control issues with any of my Trumans. Maybe some really slight minor like things that are not even, I might do like a video, because I do have a pair of boots that I want to do a video on, and I do have a little bit to explain about that particular pair. But I mean, overall, well, no, I take that back too. But anyways, nothing, I mean, out of all the boots that I own, I mean, not enough to throw a fit about or stop buying them or anything like that. Yeah, so on these burgundies, there's definitely a lot less, veinage. I mean, I can see a little bit. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking up. Like you can kind of see a little bit, but I think it's just that, the color is so saturated and so deep that it's probably hiding a lot of it. And it could just be the particular parts of the hide also that I received on my pair. But again, it's fine. Really good. These have the Truman Commando sole, and I need to go get out my pair with the day nights. I'm pretty sure that these are almost like 99% identical to the day night Commando sole. They're not bad. Not my favorite sole, just because I think it's kind of weird where the lugs are just kind of in the center of the boot versus like on the Vibra 100 or the Truman Heavy lug where they go all the way around. But at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal unless you have the wrong size. Then it might be really funny. But yes, there's a first look, looking super sharp. And I'm gonna sit down and talk about them for a minute, and then I will put them on my feet. All right, if you haven't realized it by now, I'm definitely an upland guy. I'm not a huge fan of Truman's shorter boots, which, even though I don't think they are, we'll go ahead and call them 6 inches for the sake of this conversation. Um, and but the reason I went ahead and got these is because, with everything that's going on with Truman, like some of the stuff they've been saying this past winter, saying they're not going to run Rambler anymore, et cetera, et cetera. I didn't want to miss out on this particular leather. And there's been too many leathers that like I've seen on the website in the past, and I've thought, that's not for me. I'll pass this time. And then I'll see somebody's YouTube video or somebody will post a picture of them on Facebook. I'm like, dang, those actually look really legit, and I wish that I would have got them. So when I saw these, I don't know what it is about them, but for whatever reason, they caught my eye. So I went ahead and snatched them up. And another thing is I love my uplands, and I wear them all the time, everywhere. They're not hard to put on, take off, whatever. But sometimes like I don't want to put them on, in the sense that like if I'm not gonna be gone all day, or if I'm not going out for something specific, like if I'm not like going on a date, or I'm not gonna be out for like an evening, to where I'm like really getting dressed up. Like if I'm just gonna run up the street for something, or like running, take my kids to get ice cream super quick, or just something quick like that. I don't want to like put on the uplands, like I just want to throw something on and walk out the door. And the only pair of 6-inch Trumans that I have is those black double shots. And not that there's anything wrong with them, but I want a little bit of variety for when I do that. Had a tripod malfunction. But anyways, construction wise, most of the Truman boots are going to be stock boots. Like I've said numerous times, they're not really running made to orders anymore. They will do what they call pre-orders, or sometimes they'll call it a MTO, even though I call it a faux MTO, because they won't let you, like back in the day, you could choose upland, or you could choose the 6-inch. You could choose like brass, antique, polished brass, gunmetal eyelets. You could choose hooks and eyes, all eyes. You could do different variations of hooks and eyes. You could choose your thread color. You could choose from a variety of different soles. Cap toe, no cap toe. I mean, there were so many options. Pull tab or no pull tab. You could do a rolled edge. Basically, what you would think when you think of a made to order. But on now, when they do these these pre-orders, generally all you can do is choose your sole, if I remember correctly. Maybe the cap toe or no cap toe, but it's really limited. So and most of the time you can't even choose to have an upland. Like most of the time, you're stuck with the 6-inch boot. So I've passed on most of those. So long story short, basically what you have to choose from now is the stock boots. Um, and most of the stock boots come in like one of a few configurations. Okay. This would probably be um, the main configuration that they make their boots in. Okay. You're going to get the 270-degree Goodyear welt. Okay. Which obviously goes 270 degrees around the boot, not the full 360. And in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. It's more of an aesthetic thing because I guess some guys, they think it looks too bulky with the welt going all the way around. I guess the heel kind of sticks out just a little bit. I don't personally own any, so I can't attest to that. And actually, when Truman started doing those, I didn't buy any because I wasn't sure if I would like it. So you're going to get your 270-degree Goodyear welt. Most of them are going to come with a Truman Commando sole. And this is a pretty decent sole. It's pretty grippy. It should last for a long time. My black double shots are 4 years old, and they've still got decent tread on them. And like I said, it's almost an exact replica of the day night, if I remember correctly. They do a lot of cap toes, especially on this is the 79 last. This is their primary last, and they do a lot of cap toes on the 79 last. They don't normally do them on the 20 last, but you will every now and again see them on the 20 last. Tan stitching. I think they use tan stitching on most of their boots. Sometimes they'll run a white, but mostly tan. And tan honestly goes with a lot of leathers, in my opinion. Like it looks pretty good. Like it contrasts pretty good. I swear to God, this is white, but it says tan on the website. Oh, and on soles, sometimes they'll run the Eugene sole, which is a studded sole. I don't own any. I prefer lugs on my boots. So all of my boots, except for my Wolverine 1000 miles, have either the Commando or Vibram 100 / Truman Heavy Lug. And I find them comfortable even for city dwelling. So just take that for what you will. Antique hardware. And that is mostly, I mean, that's going to be what your stock Truman boot's going to look like. Occasionally they'll do a pull tab. I feel like they used to do them more than they do them now, but occasionally you'll see a pull tab on a stock boot. Line to the vamp, structured toe. I'm not sure of the exact material they use for the structured toe, but mine have been fine. They hold up well. And if you remember in my Stone and or Coach Rambler videos, those obviously came lined, and this boot is unlined, which is normal for Truman. I think the lighting sucks in this shot, but you can see where it's the same color here, and it's not that like tan calfskin. But as I was showing you in, I believe, the Coach video, there's the calf down there where it stops because they do line the vamp. You're getting a partially gusseted tongue. It's going down right there. So basically, right before or right around the last eyelet. Right around the last eyelet. And, you know, for the 6-inch boot, like, that's fine. It's not really a big deal. I wish they would gusset the uplands more, even if not a full gusset. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're like the same spot. And then when you add that extra, it just seems like it's so far down there. I feel like I'm going to like rip them whenever I'm, you know, messing with the tongue. But yeah, that's going to be your stock Truman 2-piece backstay. I'd have to look up. I forget what type of material. I'm wanting to say it's leather that they use for their backstay, but I could be wrong. The heel counter is, I love the heel counter. It's freaking huge. Your heel is nice and snug in there, and it looks dope. It's not like, you know, a little measly something. I love that. I love the way the stitching looks. I love everything about it. All right. And here we go on feet with the Burgandy Rambler. Honestly, having the 6-inch ain't bothering me at all. This is one that, I know I said earlier that I went ahead and snagged them up just in case this isn't ever, released in an upland option. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, I don't know that I would want this in an upland just because, I don't know, the specific color. I mean, I think it's okay in a 6-inch boot. I mean, I still wish the shaft was just a little taller, but when I think of like the taller boots, like the uplands, I think of more like a rugged, like that dark olive Predator. I want that leather so bad, but I just cannot, see myself buying it in, the 6-inch form. I mean, as an upland, that leather would be just ridiculous. So, but these, I mean, again, I'll probably just be wearing these very casually anyways. But yeah, I mean, personally, I mean, I feel like you could even dress these up to some degree because of the color, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm super happy with these. Hope I'm getting some good lighting here. Obviously filming on a different day, but I hope the natural, lighting would capture it a little better than the than the light bulbs in my house. I need to invest in another tripod because this one only goes down so far, so I've got to take it at like some angles, but I need to get one that sits lower to the ground. But for right now, this will do. So Burgandy Rambler, hope you guys like the video. I'll have some more coming out soon. So until then, you guys take it easy.